Welcome to episode 50 of the movie Lighthouse, shining a light through the fog of film. My name is James.
I'm Laurie.
I'm Wyndham.
Who's he?
Conor.
Who's he over
To
there?
introduce myself. I'm Conor.
That's Conor over there. Yeah. With his
Hey,
face.
Conor.
What's
Guys,
this all about?
we've made it to episode 50. I think that's a milestone.
In hell.
It's
It
amazing.
is.
It's our first milestone, really. So well done, everyone. That's
Thanks.
exciting, isn't it?
I
And
agree.
And it's landed on a Christmas episode, of course, which is pretty cool. Jason will be joining us, I think. He's finding it very difficult to work his computer. But I'm sure
Poor
once
buddy.
he's sure he figures things out, he'll be with us. Now, no doubt he hasn't watched either of the films. So what use will be, it's beyond me, really. Is everybody ready for Christmas?
Yeah.
Sorry,
We've got
just
our
about.
it's not a
we've got
difficult
our
question,
we've got our
guys.
tree all packed up.
You see,
Look at that.
Connor's treating us. Connor's got snow. He's got the Christmas tree.
Oh, I know that.
Presents
does look
under
great.
the tree.
That looks lovely.
Laurie
Or
got
do-
the hat.
And I got
Uh-huh.
I got my special wrapping. I did one of Audrey's presents like the Joker.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Very
Yeah, I
good.
saw. I wonder what the hell that was. Like, what? Nice.
It's a
So-
great big box of Lego.
Wyndham, I noticed that you haven't done anything for Christmas.
What do you mean I haven't done anything for Christmas?
Well,
I've got a Negroni.
oh, well done. There you go.
Oh yeah.
You want to get that scene to, Stan?
Although to be fair, that's not just for Negronis are not just for Negronis, not just for
No.
Christmas.
Well, I've got Christmas hives because of the stress my work is putting me under at the moment.
Oh no.
No.
This is new.
You still
it's
got
not
that
just
yogurt?
bed
It's like I can read my skin like Braille at the moment.
What's it saying?
Fuck Christmas.
Stop scratching me.
Yeah, stop scratching.
Get your hands off me, you perv.
Right. Well,
Are you all set for Christmas, James?
well, yeah. As long as everything kind of gets a little bit calmer at work, I'm sure everything will be fine. Do you want to play a little quiz because it's Christmas?
No.
Yeah.
The answer is yes.
Sorry.
All right, so I'm almost certain we've done this quiz before,
Oh no.
Oh,
and I'm
that's good.
almost certain that we've done these questions before, even though I've
Oh.
redone the
Oh.
quiz and everything. All right, but as I can't remember it, I'm kind of hoping that you guys can't remember it either, really. All right, so this is the Movie Lighthouse Christmas movie poster quiz. All right, so what I'm going to do,
Nice.
I've got a number of
Really good for a podcast that most people listen to.
I've got a number of cult movie posters in my hand. I'm going to describe them, and when you think you know the answer, all you have to do is shout your name out, and you win a point. All right?
Okay.
We're going to do
All
two or
right.
three, and then we'll
See how successful it is. And
Yeah, we'll have a deep
make a
look.
decision.
It's always edited out. Yeah.
I'm going to say Home Alone.
Let's say again.
Home Alone.
No. It's only films I like. Right. Okay,
Gremlins.
so the first one is.
Handyman.
No. Okay, there are a number of futuristic skyscrapers in the background. At the front is a female-looking robot with a kind of button on her head. It's
Laurie.
did Laurie?
Connor. I'm going to say Metropolis.
Is the correct answer, Connor. Well done.
Oh.
Very good. Okay.
That's a point for Laurie.
Okay. Question 2. Okay, so there is. Oh, I might give this away, but never mind. There is a basket. And inside the basket, there is a hand coming out.
Gremlins, Laurie, Gremlins.
Laurie is
Wyndham.
wrong.
Wyndham. Connor. Wyndham.
Connor.
James. Basket case.
It's the right answer.
Yeah.
Well done. Right, a couple more.
I'm not gonna answer this one. I'm gonna abstain.
One more.
You might
See,
not
that's
know
what
the
happens when people
answer.
know they're just smashing it and kind of feel sorry for the other people playing.
Well, he said he's only gonna do 3, so by majority I've won anyway. So.
Okay, well, no, we're doing
There might be more
We're
rounds.
doing them all.
Well, I'm
Printed them
gonna
off.
live on the edge then.
Okay, number 3. It is the face of a young woman, a teenager, if you like. It's in black and white, but her eyes are blue. She's holding.
Sin City, Wyndham.
No, she is holding up her hand over her face as if to stop a certain sound coming out. Oh, guys, you're hopeless.
Really are. And I can see Conor knows it.
Laurie. Is that Scream?
It's
No.
Scream. It's the right answer.
Okay.
I would not have got that. I was going back to the 70s.
You already knew it. I
60s.
could see it over your face. You've got it.
No, I had no
Oh,
idea.
really?
No, he
Yeah,
was back in
I
the
was-
60s.
I was thinking like The Exorcist and shit like that. Like you were, whatever.
There we go. Right, we'll do a couple more since Jason's still not here. All right, so next one. It's the image of a man. He looks like he's in some thermals with a parka, but we can't really see his face because out of his face is just light, shining a light.
Wyndham.
Oh yeah.
Wyndham.
Bravo.
The Thing.
Is
Good
the
man.
right answer.
That'll do
Very
it.
good indeed.
I've got
Fine.
really bad internet.
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever.
Really bad.
All right,
I thought you were just practicing being a mime.
in this one,
We've all got to
have
diversify,
the
right?
face
Tough
of-
times.
we have the face of a young boy. This young boy's face is blue for some reason, but I don't think that helps. He's got strange, wide, white eyes, and there are lines kind of coming off this face to show that his eyes are actually kind of doing something strange. In front of him, there's a man and a woman.
I've lost all interest.
And they're looking quite shocked. And then below that, there's a
Wyndham.
picture of a village. Wyndham.
Midwich Cuckoos.
Is
What?
kind
Is
of
the
like...
novel?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
give us
the
the name of
novel.
the film.
No.
Village of the Damned.
All right, Wyndham, you get the points. Well done.
My
Very good.
internet.
Is
My
that
internet
the-
is ridiculous.
No, I heard you
Is that the
perfectly,
book
Laurie.
that the film was
But he
based on?
did all the
Yeah.
work. Yeah.
Oh, amazing.
Okay, last one, and then we're going to move on. All right, it's a picture of a woman's face, again in blue. It
Emmanuel.
looks lined like television, and a man is running away from it in fear.
Videodrome.
Oh, come on, put some more effort in your misery guts.
Oh, it's always Videodrome.
There we go. Well, that is a great answer. Well, that's exciting.
Very
In it.
good.
In that.
Oh,
And just to add to that excitement, here's Jason.
Hey.
Look who it ain't. Oh, he's on mute.
He's
Oh.
on mute. We can't see him. His intro got crashed.
He's
It's
Jason
a
Doc
living
Roberts.
disaster.
Some weird avatar.
Oh. All right. Well, while Jason gets his shit together, should we do in the beam?
Tell her to go to the light. No! Don't follow her. They've been following her for weeks. Now tell her. It's all right. It's all right. Tell her I am. Run to the light, Caroline. Run as fast as you can.
So this is a film that we've watched recently that we'd like to recommend. So Jason's just said, fuck.
How you doing?
So Jason might just be joining us over the messaging system.
He's
I'll
here
read
with
it out
me.
for you. Fuck!
He's here
He's
with
just
me.
commenting.
Hey, God, that was really weird then, Connor. I thought my dog had somehow got into your screen.
No,
But
it's Jason. Jason's here with me.
Jason!
Hello.
Where are you on the
Fucking IT.
moon or something? Jesus.
Fucking nightmare.
Hello,
How are we?
Jason.
Merry
We
Christmas.
are
Happy New
live.
Year.
We are recording. We are on because you're 20 minutes late, but we're not shouting or anything.
Oh shit, sorry. Hi. What did I miss?
Hey, Jason.
only
missed the quiz.
only ran one of the quiz. We're just about to find out what we've been watching recently in the beam. Any recommendations? So Wyndham, kick us off, will you?
I will, yeah. I would like to recommend Dave Made a Maze.
Ah.
I don't know if any of you've seen it. Essentially,
I haven't
Dave is an artist yet to achieve anything in his life. One weekend when his girlfriend goes away, he builds a cardboard fort in the main room of his living room, and this fort takes on a kind of life of its own. And the film is essentially a whole load of his mates trying to rescue him from this cardboard fort.
Nice. Sounds good.
It's cool.
It's pretty good. I quite liked it. It's quite liked it. It's funny. Because the maze is only like the fort is only like the size of
Like 3 boxes long.
But
When you get inside, it's like the TARDIS.
Don't come in, you're gonna get lost.
Yeah.
So you made a fort.
Yeah.
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 That's cool.
Lovely. That's awesome.
Good stuff. All right. Connor, what about you?
I'll give you 1.5. We watched The Power of the Dog last night, and it's really well worth watching. It's quite fabulous. The Jane
What was
Campion
that? Sorry,
film.
Power of the
Power
Dog.
of the Dog. Yeah, it's top of most people end of year list. It's Jane Campion's latest. Benedict Cumberbatch is in it. It's very good. But for a more kind of movie lighthouse thing, about a month ago I saw a film called The Duke of Burgundy, which was made by the same director that made Barbarian Sound Studio and In Fabric. And it's really, really good. It's quite meditative. Kind of an odd mix between an almost completely female society with a huge interest in ornithology and S&M. And they kind of keep swapping.
It's a classic
roles.
pairing, though, right?
Yeah, it really is. Yeah. It's like Venus in Furs, only different. But I really enjoyed it. It's one of those films where it's just like you're immediately embedded in something that's completely its own world, and it's quite alien to you in many ways. And it just carries you along for an hour and a half. And a lot of people will sit and watch it and go, "What the fuck is this?" But then other people will go, "Wow, that was really immersive. I enjoyed that."
Well,
What's that called again?
It was called The Duke of Burgundy.
The Duke of Burgundy.
All right.
Don't mix it up with the Duchess of Bourbon. That's a completely different film.
Or the Dukes of Hazzard.
Hazard.
Ah,
Snap. All right, Laurie, you're up.
Oh shit. Mine's gonna be a bit rubbish.
What's
I
the-
really haven't watched very much
what's the-
recently.
Consistency is important.
Yeah, but it will be okay. So you think
Is that
like,
hat? Sorry, is that hat causing you trouble?
you maybe it might go in a minute.
It's the only thing keeping the internet going.
Yeah, barely. So you like Disney Plus? It's like fucking hell, like another media platform you got to pay for. Then you do kind of finally get it because the Mandalorian was on there. Then you start thinking, oh shit, and your wife's saying to you, "Why have you got Disney Plus?" And you start thinking,
She's been all about Let It Be. All about Let It Be.
Oh yeah.
no, get back,
Great.
It's get back.
Oh,
What
whatever.
a
I don't
gift!
know.
What a gift!
Is this
It's
what you're
just-
talking about?
Absolutely beautiful, and I'll leave it there. I won't go on about it because everyone's going on about it, but
It is
holy
quite brilliant
shit.
though.
Hey,
it's
do they-
amazing.
absolutely brilliant. It's 9 hours of our boys, so close, so intimate. It's just absolutely beautiful.
Do they
And I do
split up
actually
in
think
the
about
end?
no,
What? No.
they split
no,
up.
It's
One of them
called Get
splits up
Back, not
during.
Get Away.
Yeah,
There's Laurie, you must have seen that brilliant moment. It was in the first one where they're all a bit pissed off with each other, and Paul McCartney
Yeah.
is flailing away at the bass, and Ringo
Oh,
and
yeah,
George
yeah.
are
Yeah, yeah.
scowling at him. And he keeps going at this one thing over and over and over again. And over about 2.5 minutes, it finally becomes the very, very first moment anyone ever tried to play a part of the song Get Back.
yeah.
And you
And
just-
George
and-
is yawning, and but
Yeah,
then Ringo
and-
starts noticing. It's like,
Yeah,
"Mm,
the eyebrows go up and they pick
Yeah.
up an instrument. But it's like, that is the dynamics of a band. They fucking hate each other. They don't want to like what he's just doing, but they kind of grudgingly go, "Oh, he's probably got something there."
Yeah, no, they don't. Hey, there's loads of
amazing.
love there. You could see loads of love there between.
Yeah.
So I haven't seen it. Is this the story about how the Beatles became overrated?
For many people, yes.
That's your knobber.
Yeah.
For many people, it is.
But no, it's really good. And what's good about that scene, I suppose, it goes over all of it. Really, it's so eye opening. They've got their entourage around them, but they just kind of
Oh, the fucking
pick things
hangers
up as
on.
they go along. They have a
Yeah.
husk of an idea that they think they're going to do a TV show, but they don't quite know what that is.
All right, don't spoil it.
Anyway,
I
blah
don't know
blah blah.
Whoa,
It's
whoa,
really
Jake,
great.
Jake.
It's beautiful, and it's a massive, massive gift.
Laurie,
Disney
what
Plus
about
is worth it.
what about Michael Lindsay Hogg's riding boots?
Oh my God, yeah, he's a character.
He's got the
He is
biggest arse in England.
Yeah, he's got such a fat bum.
It's
Yeah.
massive.
Coming
That's what
to you on
happened
a
to Jimmy.
podcast sidebar soon,
Yeah.
Conor and Laurie.
Yeah, no, he has got a really, really fat bum. Bless him.
All
It's
right,
brilliant.
Thank you very much, Laurie. Jason.
Right.
Who are you?
I'm all right. Right. This is down to Emma, actually, head of household. And she got me started to watch this. And I was like, do I like this? I can't be bothered. I watched it, as I said to Win, bear with me, guys. As I said to Win when I met with him the other week, it's like you watch the first 20 minutes or something, and then you're like, I'm done with this. This is doing my head in. And Em was like, no, we're going to keep watching this. And I was like, right, okay. And I'm glad she made me persevere. And what I'm talking about is sci-fi. It's on sci-fi. It's Chucky, the reboot. Now, have you seen this?
Right.
No.
Now hold on a minute. Hold on a minute, because there's two strands of this. Are we talking Chucky or are we talking Child's Play?
No, Chucky. So it's
Right.
it's Chucky, the freaking doll, the orange hair. And I thought I haven't seen any of the Child's Play films.
I'm going to probe some more. Is it a robot this time?
No.
Don't tell us that.
Right.
No,
No, that's not a spoiler.
Okay,
It's
so
not a
I'll
spoiler.
answer.
So
Hang on. Do you know what? I'm not going to say anything else. You just ruined it now.
No, I'm just giving you some context. So basically, there's a rights issue over Child's Play and the doll Chucky. So
Okay.
there is a filmmaker that owns the rights to the doll and has made Chucky, Bride of Chucky, Chucky's Family, Here Comes Chucky Again. And
Yeah.
then you've got the film studio who have rebooted the concept of Child's Play, but have actually instead of having a soul that's possessing the doll, it's just a robot doll gone crazy.
No, that's not this.
Right.
This is like, so, okay, I haven't seen the films. I will say that, right? But this is, as I believe, this is close. This is how I would perceive the films to have been. All right.
Cool.
So
Admit
now,
to it, mate. Laurie does.
So it's Don Mancini, who I believe is the creator of Chucky. Is that right? I believe he is, and he's leading this. He's the brains behind the show. So what you do is you have this kid who's in a sort of like a car boot sale, and he discovers, or a yard sale as they are in the US, and he discovers this doll, and the doll's sitting there looking all cute. And this 15-year-old kid is there going, I want this doll, which you think, okay, this is a bit weird. And he buys it for $10. And then as soon as this doll comes into his life, it starts to manipulate his world. And you think it's all going to be like out of shot, like all these things happen out of shot, or, you know, the doll moves and you don't quite see it, or like, you think it's going to play on your imagination, but it's like, no. You'll see the doll sitting there in the background, and then it just climbs off the shelf with a great big carving knife in his hand, walking behind the next victim. And you're like, this is brilliant. And
It's a TV show, right?
It's a
All right,
TV
well,
show.
look.
So it's on Sky. So the Brits amongst us. It's on Sky.
I'm going to stop you talking there, Jason, because your sound quality is appalling.
Oh,
So,
hang on.
Oh, bless him.
I'm gonna get you to sort that out while the rest of us continue to talk amongst ourselves. All right, I haven't really got one, so I'm gonna move on to On the Rocks.
Love on the rocks. Ain't no surprise.
Can you hear me now?
Oh,
Yeah,
Jason.
that's better.
There we
Hear me now?
go. But you're still not allowed to talk, Jason.
Okay.
Can you hear me now?
All right, so I'll start with On the Rocks. I watched, for some stupid reason, the second part of the Maze Runner, the Scorch Trials, which is the biggest load of absolute nonsense tosh wallop that I've ever seen. It's just
Did you get it all the way to the end?
Yeah.
Okay. And
Why?
yeah, okay. No, that's I've been watching the biggest load of Dodgeball. I've been getting all the way to the end. Is a good thing.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know why I started watching it really.
Should we splice you and Win together and come up with Dave Made a Maze Runner?
Dave Made a Maze Runner.
That would be cool.
Stick a bit of Chucky out the back door, and I think you got something there.
All right, so
Steve,
yeah, so
I didn't mind the Scorch Trial Maze Runner.
That'd be you all over. Go on, why?
Yeah. Oh. Well, because that you disconnect your brain and.
Did you think you were like the main character?
It made me feel young, yeah. Because they're young adult novels, right? Or adaptations of young adult novels.
This is it. Yeah, I just didn't see the point.
If you're going to start pulling at that thread, mate, we are in deep shit.
I don't like zombie movies. I think
they have a believable love arc. That's probably why Wyndham liked it, if it does.
Not really.
Not really, no.
Oh,
really?
Oh.
Although I didn't even have a maze in it, actually, to be honest. There was no maze. I've cheated. All right, so that's me. Jason, have you watched anything that's shit recently?
I'm scared to say anything now in case either A, you can't hear me, or B, if I say something, it ends up being shit anyway.
Sound gorgeous. You
Is that better?
Really nice. Yeah,
Unfortunately, we cannot control the content that comes out of your mouth, Jason.
Have I seen anything? Oh, yeah, no, right. This might be out of context for the show. Ragdoll, right? It's a police drama set in London, but it's just shit.
I've read the book,
and it's set in like the Metropolitan Police, set detectives, they discover this body, and it's like been made up of different parts, and you're like, okay, this is interesting.
All like a rag doll,
and you're there going, oh, all right. So you persevere with it, but what comes across really quickly is it's written by Americans. For Americans, produced by an American company, but it's filmed in the UK using UK actors. But you're there going, okay, so it's English, and it's like, no, they're just like, what? And you're watching it, and then you're hearing what they're saying and how they're talking, and you're like, what? This is shit. What? And if you're watching something, it just doesn't quite fit and doesn't flow, and it's just crap. It was like I just said, look, I've watched 2 episodes of this. I can't replace 2 hours of my life. I'm done with it. Ragdoll, that's on Sky as well.
Okay, I'm gonna gloss over the fact that it's not a film, man, and it's a series.
Oh shit. Okay.
Right.
Neither was Chucky.
Okay, because you weren't here at the start for the rules.
Sorry, I'm contributing nothing to today. I feel really bad.
No, you've contributed something. William, have you got anything?
So I watched I think it's the first time a certain Mr. Statham has worked with the Mockney gangster director of Lock, Stock since those films. And they just made a film called Wrath of Man, which actually I really loved. I know this is on the rocks, but I really it's Christmas.
You fucking stole my line.
So it's just Guy Ritchie doing what Guy Ritchie does, and Jason Statham doing what Jason Statham does, and when they do those things in the same purpose, it's just disconnect your brain, and then at the end of it, all of you can go, that was shit. So I'm preempting you thinking it's shit, but I fucking loved it.
I agree with you.
And where did you watch this, Jam?
I think it's either on Netflix or Amazon.
All right, good stuff. Conor, have you got anything for us?
No, in the same way that I don't walk down dark alleys at midnight, I don't knowingly step in cow shit,
You need
I was going to do what Wyndham just did, albeit for the old Clive Owen movie Croupier. We watched that again, and it is fucking class.
Well, that wouldn't be allowed. That wouldn't be allowed. Dad and Laurie, lastly, and Leesley, have you got anything?
Well, I was gonna say I haven't studied any shit, but I did actually stand in some shit the other day. Left my shoes out.
Did you film it?
Was it human? Was it human shit?
No, it was dog shit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Apparently that can make babies go blind. Is that true, Connor?
What's
Now we've got a medical correspondent. Can dog shit make babies go blind?
It depends on whether or not the child's eye is in his asshole when he does it, because it's not well-known medical phenomenon. It's not the actual feces; it's the velocity of the feces.
So you heard it here first.
Yeah,
It's an official medical fact.
Absolutely.
All right. So we're going to carry on with 2 or 3 more of our quiz. Jason, I will re-explain the rules for your benefit. I have got a number of movie posters. Okay. So for example, take a look at this.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Do you know what that movie poster is?
Yeah.
What is it?
It's a really poor printout on the internet.
It's. You want me to name the name of the
Oh, a
film?
poster.
Yeah.
It is The Thing.
Yeah. But I'm going to make it a bit harder. I'm going to not show you the picture. All right. So I'm just going to describe it. And if you think you know it, you've just got to shout out your name. And please play by the rules. Don't shout other people's names.
Well, seeing as Jason didn't get to play before, why don't you just have this round for Jason and we'll all
that's
try
a
and
great
put 'em on.
idea. All right.
Connor, thanks a lot.
Good stuff. All right, Jason.
How
You
hot
should
is that
get-
seat
all right.
feeling, Jace?
Woo.
So the
Dun,
first
dun,
one,
dun, dun.
Jason, you've
Yep.
got a kid. He doesn't look well kept, to be honest. He's about 10 or 11. He looks like he could have grown up on maybe an estate or the wrong side of the tracks. He certainly looks British.
Roots.
And
It's
he's
roots,
holding
Jason.
up
Roots.
2 fingers to the camera. Do you know what that could be?
Oh, hey, lads, he's got a nice little bird up north.
Yeah. Come on now. Come on.
Come on.
Come on, Jason.
Rhymes with Bez.
Now,
Oh, Kez.
it's a
Hey!
well done, Jason. Okay, next one. Oh,
I wouldn't
right,
have got that.
You've got a guy in his early 20s,
It was the 2
quite
fingers.
short hair, wearing a t-shirt, covered in water, looking like he's coming off smack. And then
Oh, Jason Roberts. Trainspotting.
yes, Jason Roberts.
I think you'll find it's Jason Dot Roberts.
Oh.
Get extra points
I can't
for
even get that
your name. Okay, and last one for Jason. You've got
That's only one of the posters. There were like 4 or 5 unique posters for Trainspotting.
yeah, you're absolutely right.
Yeah.
Right, you have got what looks like an egg floating in space.
Oh, Alien.
Is a right answer.
Well done.
Which
Right,
makes Jason the winner
that's
overall.
exhausting, isn't it? Right, should we get on with our main feature?
Do
Yeah.
it.
As this is our Christmas episode, I'm not going to give you any.
Jason, I
information
gave
about
him the chance to let you choose one.
Christmas. I am going to give you some information about the number 50, as it's our 50th episode. All right.
Oh, this
So
should be good.
in the news, the new £50 note was released on the 23rd of June, 2021. I'm afraid that's just for us Brits. In popular culture, 50 is the atomic number of tin. In Kabbalah, there are-
Popular culture? That's science.
it's hard. You try
You know,
to
all the kids are talking at periodic table.
Yes, it's true, they are.
in
Ever since
Kabbalah,
lockdown, they can't get enough of it.
Yeah.
everyone's a critic.
Lockdown and pointless.
Yeah.
In
Some,
Kabbalah,
some oil oligarch.
gonna start
just paid
muting
50
people
billion
soon.
for a Warhol table of the elements.
in Kabbalah, there are 50 gates of wisdom. And there are 50 states in the USA. On TV, Wurzel Gummidge, the original TV program, was voted 50th in the greatest TV kid shows. And the TV show 50 is the story juggling careers and families. 4 ambitious Nigerian women are faced with the consequences of their choices as they approach 50. Okay. In music, we've got anyone? 50 Cent?
50.
50 Cent?
Goody.
Oh, yeah, 50 cent, 50 cent.
Rick Astley's 7th studio album is called 50. And no doubt Adele will release one with the same title at some point as well. And who died at 50? Famous people who died at 50. Michael Jackson, Steve McQueen, Nicholas II, Gianni Versace, and Alfred the Great. And finally, a film with 50 in the title is 50-50, inspired by a true story, a comedy centered on a 27-year-old guy who learns of his cancer diagnosis and his subsequent struggle to beat the disease.
Light-hearted Christmas fun, then.
Did you know? I've got one. 50 is the smallest number that is the sum of two non-zero square numbers.
Oh.
Oh,
Great.
yeah.
All right. Let's have a look at film number one.
Whoa, it's not. 32 fills that rule.
Yeah, win.
I mean, I'm literally only going by Wikipedia. We're not talking about the application of actual maths. Come on, you listen to this podcast.
All facts.
Yes, it's pop culture,
Right
not
away
science.
from the fact.
Exactly.
When
We
you
did the
rely on-
science with the periodic table.
When you rely on something like Wikipedia to get your facts, then that's where you go wrong.
That's where I go for medicine.
Film number one is going to be The Brood. All right. So it was released in 1979, directed by David Cronenberg. Author, David Cronenberg. Screenplay, David Cronenberg. Music, Howard Shaw. Budget, $1.5 million US, and it made $5 million US, and it gets 84% on Rotten Tomato. And here's a clip.
They come from the unknown, and they're here now, hiding, waiting to strike. You can feel their presence all around you. Never before have you come this close to the edge of terror.
Let me give you some notable actors. Oliver Reed as Dr. Hal Ragland. Samantha Egger as Nola. Art Hindle as Frank. Henry Beckman as Barton. Nuala Fitzgerald as Juliana. Susan Hogan as a Ruth. And I'll do. So,
Why
Laurie,
do you read out all the actor names?
why don't I read them all out?
Yeah, why do you read them out like that?
Why do I read them out?
Because that's how we
Because
does
if
it.
I was in the Brood, if I'd started in the Brood and I was and ending my life listening to the movie Lighthouse, I'd love to hear James read out my name.
As long as you're not below Michael McGee on IMDb.
Well, you have to be a certain level. All right.
Or if your name is Nula and he reads it out as Nuala, it makes you
Well,
sound
it's
like
not
a
my
fucking
fault she spelled
Disney
it
film.
stupid. If she wants to spell her name in a stupid way,
Nula is an Irish name.
Well, I'm not getting political.
No, you're just
getting
being
political.
racist.
I'm just saying.
It's possible to be racist and avoid politics.
Right, I can't
That's it.
any
Come on.
further.
You're
Laurie,
going to get your own show
Laurie,
cancelled.
give us a synopsis.
Right, you want professional, Conor? Check this out. Oh, my bottom. What's wrong with your bottom? You pussy ass bottom ball bag. Oh, right. Start again.
I was going to say, this isn't one of your therapy sessions, mate. This is a 1 minute synopsis.
Oh, my bottom. Oh, you're just a useless waste of space. You're a disgrace. Oh, my bottom. Yeah. So you got Raglan, right? He's a radical psychologist person. And I can't do this. I can't quite do this one.
Oh, thank God he's.
Did I cut out?
Froze his own brain.
Oh, no.
Well, that was.
Connor's still
That was
moving.
really good.
Laurie, just stop. Yeah, thankfully you froze. So, right, Connor, why did you choose this film for us? Is it because Jason didn't bother to turn up?
No,
I was stuck in a car driving and didn't even know that it was on. That's
Having
another
had-
story for another
I
time.
had 3 weeks' notice.
Carry on.
Thanks, Connor. Correct.
Jesus Christ. I mean, I was able to make international time zones work.
Yeah, and he's a doctor.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. Fucking better things to be doing.
But Connor, why did you choose this film?
Because it's well, it was a backup, remember, but because it's really fucking good. It's brilliant, and the fact that you say it was made in 1979, I only saw it for the first time about a year ago, but it strikes me as a watershed movie in horror making, in that it's right at the end of the 70s, And I think it carries a lot of tropes from the 70s. The first time you see the little girl, the blonde hair with her back to you, it looks like it foreshadows Poltergeist. The little kids, especially in red, it makes you think of Don't Look Now. Things like The Omen, where the child is the threat. All this stuff about cults and groups and weird fucking eugenics shit. And it's like it's this weird little movie between the 70s and the 80s. And it distilled the 70s into what it is. And a lot of what it is then poured into the 70s. And I think for Cronenberg as well, if you take this with Scanners, I mean, if you look at his previous films like Brood and Rabid and things like that, it kind of goes on mass hysteria. Whereas this film takes a step into kind of starting to control people. And Scanners is another aspect of that. And then Videodrome is kind of like the cancer that develops when all of that goes haywire. So I think this is one of the very, very few movies where you look at it and it's not even a nostalgic enjoyment. It's actually a really, really excellent film. And I didn't realize it until, we watched Black Christmas last year. I actually really, really liked seeing the city that I live in, but having never seen it that way. And I love the look of this film. And I think this must have been a huge influence on Let the Right One In.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Well, I think that's all we need to say about that.
Oh, yeah.
So we'll go on.
Move on.
Right. So I saw this when I was about 12, and I'd gone through it. I watched Scanners, and I watched Rabid, then I watched this, and I watched Most Incredible stuff like that. And I absolutely love this film. I think it just does everything right. I mean, you have got the amazing Oliver Reed, who is just intensely watchable, even when he's kind of spouting the sort of nonsense that he is spouting in this film. I mean, that opening scene is bonkers. I mean, it really is bonkers. And in any other hands, I think you'd have just laughed it out of town, really. But you're kind of almost there with him.
I had no idea what I was getting into. And in that first scene, it's like, never seen it before. And in that first scene, it's like, what the is this like some third-year degree theatre course?
Oh yeah,
having flashbacks to that kind of stuff and just thinking, what
I like it so much.
Fuck is going on?
Yeah.
But you're absolutely right. Ollie Reed is just he's just got this power about him that you go, I don't know what's going on, but I'm gonna stick with it. Come on, Ollie.
Having just finished it again a few minutes ago, it struck me as well, like what you just said about the opening. This film is full of scenes that actually wouldn't work for anyone else. Like, I was really struck by the scene near the end where the character for Frank is like, rummaging around in the snow at the huts, and Oliver Reed kind of comes across him and he has the gun. That entire scene would not work with another director or other actor.
100%.
Yeah,
100%.
I have a gun
so quickly,
and he just flips. Yeah, he flips.
Yeah.
It's like,
Laurie, what's your take on it?
And now, I'm really sorry, when you were talking about it, Conor, earlier, when you sort of positioning this film, my internet completely dropped out, if you didn't notice. I was just getting little snippets of the stuff you were saying, and you're really bob on. You are bob on with a lot about this. When I first watched it, which is probably about a good 15 years ago, I remember I enjoyed it. But it's, again, another thing that you said about it's not that nostalgic kind of enjoyment, is it? And again, this time I watched it now, and second watching, I like it a hell of a lot more. But yeah, it's very, very unique. And I mean, some of the scenes, kind of the way they're done or executed, are a little bit just bizarre in itself. I mean, like the drinking, grandmother or whatever it is.
Yeah, not the best choice for childcare, is she?
Yes, it's almost comedic, the amount of whiskey she's just like, and everything she's saying to the kettle. Do you want another drink? I'll make it a top up. And then this.
Oh, Laurie, you're such a hypocrite.
Bashes. Well, yeah, exactly. And, yeah, but it is very, very good, and the bizarreness of it, that whole projection of, rage, is very interesting.
It's also
very, very good, very good.
Did body horror exist as a genre before Cronenberg, or is he responsible for it?
I don't know. I don't know that.
Totally the wrong forum for that question, Con.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay,
You
that's a
know,
little
people
bit
that need to
highbrow.
know
Okay,
film.
sorry.
Everyone's,
No, I'm
everyone's
trying to
looking
think.
down at
When
their
she
sheets.
lifted her dress,
Yeah, yeah. I'm trying to think.
there was something else
Yeah.
about it as well. The way Cronenberg, like, you kind of know that you're with someone who absolutely idiosyncratically does his own thing. Like, this is the late 70s. You know the scene where Frank comes back home when the teacher has been babysitting, and she's
Yeah.
leaving, and she's leaving in a bit of a huff.
He's had enough, man.
Yeah, and he doesn't like slam the door and kind of grab her by the shoulders, and he doesn't kind of go, well, wait a minute. It's like she says her thing, she goes, and he just stands there going, fuck. And
Yeah.
there's not many directors that would have let that scene play out that way at that time.
So Jason, you've been incredibly quiet.
Yeah, there's a reason.
Yeah.
So I've been listening to everyone talking, going,
He
yeah,
was also hoping that Laurie would be able to kind of give him some
yeah, and
cues,
we just move on, and people get us here now.
kind of do the book report
So-
from like
So first of all, I've got a couple of excuses. First of all, as we know, I wasn't at the last one, and then I realised and remembered that shit, freaking, it's on tomorrow, and we're doing this show. I better watch these films because I'm completely.
I know that
behind.
feeling.
So then, right, I remembered we were watching the other one about, which we'll talk about in a minute, and I completely forgot to watch this one. But I
Oh,
will
right.
watch
Well, at
it,
least
and
you
I'll
watched
let you
one of
know.
them.
But I think I've seen this before, to be honest with you. I'm watching it while you guys
You're
are on.
watching it live.
I watched the trailer because I'm thinking, I know this film. And I've watched the trailer, I've gone, yeah, I have seen this. And
Do you know? All right.
that's
well,
all I've got on it, but I was young. I think I was
Thank
like
you very
11 or 12 when I watched this.
Do you know what?
when-
I
That's
think,
all I've
thank,
got to
thank
offer.
you, Jason. Thank you. Thank you. Do you know what? I think this is my favourite Cronenberg film because Cronenberg does mine in because I think he's kind of a bit emotionless, really. I don't really get any emotional. I don't gain anything from his story or characters most of the time, to be honest. I find them a bit clean and bland and sterile. But here, I don't know if it's Oliver Reed or that bonkers mother who, I mean, is she hypnotized or is she just crackers? When he walks back in the door, she just starts going, Daddy, what did you do to me, Daddy? It's like,
Well, he's such a good psychotherapist that he can just, when he turns up in his judo coat, they know they're going to be therapy.
I do know a couple of psychotherapists, and I don't think that's psychotherapy. It's psychoplasty.
Sorry.
psychoplasm, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I just say, you saying about this film is of its time, I absolutely agree. And especially some of the lines in this film are just like, Jesus, this was the 70s, right? The bit when Frank, when her dad bowls up to the therapy center or whatever it is and kind of is pissed out of his head and I'm going to take my little girl away, and he goes, no, you're not. They get him to go away, and he starts turning back to his car, and Ollie Reed's assistant says, shall I stop him? And Ollie Reed says, no, he's drunk. So he's getting in his car and driving home. He's like, nah, don't worry, it's just the 70s, man. He's drunk. Fine. We've all done it. I also love the fact, sorry, I did quickly before I forget, I also love the fact that I think they did it in Black Christmas as well. Like, we just have really stupid police people. Anybody who works for the police in any of these films is thick as pig shit. Because when they actually find the murderer, he's just there going, we just weren't looking for something that little.
That's right. That's brilliant.
You've scoured the house and missed a person.
Yeah. No.
I mean, it might be a small person.
We were looking for a buffalo
just under the bed.
It's fucking brilliant. You know what you were saying,
Go
Wyndham, you know what you were saying about that first scene where I know he's just drunk. I had this laugh out loud moment where, you know, when the dad catches Oliver Reed by the coat and it's the big 70s sheepskin, and then he's like, his hands are on it. And I just had this vision of the father going, oh, what is this? Real sheep?
I tell you what, I
I
did
need
find
the number of your
interesting.
tailor after
There's,
all
there's
of
good
this.
coats. There's good coats in this film.
I did.
Oh,
What I did
yeah.
find interesting as well is I've not seen that many other places, but Oliver Reed manages to play both the villain and the hero of the
Yeah.
piece.
Like that.
Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah.
I've got a gun.
And,
I've got a gun. Oh, right. Okay,
Let's see
let's
if
just
people
go.
can carry that off.
He'll just
Um,
turn on you.
Yeah, I mean, look, I love.
What
this
did you
film.
think about the look of it? Like, is this what a 70s film or even the end of 70s film looked like? I love the design of this.
Yeah, I do.
And I would live in this. Like those gorgeous kind of
Yeah.
studies and apartments, but it's not really of that time. It's more Cronenberg than the times, isn't it?
Yeah. I reckon so. And that
Yeah.
kind of warmthness of you've got of kind of like hive, as it were, where you've got mum and she's on the bed, and there's kind of like a warmthness to that wood, isn't there? It's, yeah, I think the look of it is actually very unique, really.
Yeah. There was
Well,
something
unique
about
as in loads of films look like that. You mean?
Oh yeah, but it's just, I suppose, when you put it all together in one big feel, I think it. Anyway, that's just
Yeah.
me.
Can we talk a little bit about the effects? Do we like them? Do they work? Is the makeup any good? All of that.
Yeah.
yeah. I
Next
think
question.
so.
All right, great.
No, I think they do. I think,
Yeah.
especially when you first catch a glimpse of the
that's
the
great
killer that's too
direction.
small for police to see.
It's great
Through the
direction.
banister,
that
isn't
level
it?
6.
Yeah, it's
Just
through the
we-
banister, and it's
We
just
need shorter policemen. We need
Yeah.
really tiny policemen.
Yeah.
or maybe police dogs. I don't know.
Oh,
Um,
and also the dead teacher. I mean, that was
Yeah, that's a
Right.
scene,
Right, can I-
man.
really
yeah,
disturbing.
when I was watching that, I was thinking, there's no inference that these smaller beings are unbelievably strong.
Mhm.
I think I could take two of them,
Yeah.
like at the
Oh.
same
A little
time.
toy hammer,
But I-
couple of little toy hammers.
When I
Yeah.
saw the final scene with Oliver Reed, so I was like, you know how you can't hit a kid,
Yeah,
but when
that right?
10 of them pile onto you, just fucking go nuts. I mean, it's like just bite, take, rip, shred, whatever. It's like, I would say I would take 7 or 8 of them.
yeah.
And like, yeah, I'd be dead, but they'd be fucking picking bits of them out of my teeth and whatnot. And absolutely. It's like, go nuts.
Good stuff.
I
Right.
think
Like
it's
the autopsy.
interesting to say.
Oh,
so
the lavender autopsy. So that's a special effect.
The what now?
The
The
lavender,
lavender
autopsy.
Oh, I
But
missed
it's
something.
got this filter that's kind of
Oh
purple.
yes, yeah. Yeah, there was a couple of times when they used a different color. Laurie, what were you going to say?
Shit, yeah. So yeah, when Cronenberg, what this basically this idea kind of came to him. He was writing what was known as the Sensitives, which turned out to be Scanners, which came out in 1981.
Oh.
And then this idea just kept coming to him, and he couldn't basically get out of his head, because I think he had a really horrible divorce and they were doing custody of his daughter. Oh, recognize anything in that? And then
Possession?
so this kind of came out of him. So
whole
quite
movie.
autobiographical.
A whole movie
Yeah,
was
came out-
written and produced and directed and released based on
Yeah.
a really grotty divorce. Not
Yeah.
scarred.
All right, well, look, I'm going to wrap it up.
It was, not many people know it's actually the original inspiration for Kramer versus Kramer.
yeah, I think he said that.
Didn't have
Yeah,
the dog. All right, so let's just have anyone's memorable scenes with them.
I think actually something we haven't actually said yet. The bit where you realise she is spawning or growing these midget murderers, and that they're kind of dropping off her and manifesting her emotions. So that bit where you kind of finally realise, she opens her gown and she's got these growths on her.
Yeah. Laurie.
I suppose it's the warm reveal, her in a white gown, look, or whatever it is. That's kind of like, yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, I quite like all the midget murderers in their little German, I don't know, sauna room, whatever it was.
Yeah.
In their little ski suits.
Yeah, the little jackets, great jackets, yet again. So many good jackets.
Conor.
I think the reveal of the tumors. Actually, you know what? Seeing as we didn't mention him, I think the actor that played the guy with the towel in the Adidas.
Yeah.
His whole shit was fabulous.
Brilliant.
He was an amazing actor, and Cronenberg used him 4 or 5 times, I think. And I think that scene, like, because all the other scenes you're saying are brilliant, but I'm glued to that guy whenever he speaks. I thought he was fabulous.
Yeah. Agreed. Where he's rolling around on the mattress.
Yeah.
So,
and when he just reveals the throat thing.
He was good. He was good.
And it doesn't do a close in or anything, does it? But you can see there's a real sort of detail to it. It's like, what the hell is that really alien, strange thing on his neck? Oh, absolutely right. Yeah. Great.
All right, and Jason.
Apparently, it's great, and I look forward to watching it.
Yeah.
All right.
I think you'll enjoy it, Jason.
Don't worry, your time is coming, Jason. All right, so memorable lines. I've got one. What is it? Sometimes when there are bad mummies, when they're fucked up mummies. That card kind of like that one. Anyone else?
I'm going to stick with we weren't looking for something that's so small. I mean, it's just
classic. It's so good.
All right, we're going to score it. I'm going to ask you to keep your answers to the point and short. We don't because otherwise it's going to get really long-winded, this bit. Obviously, Jason, you don't get to join in.
I'm spectating. Yeah.
All right, so performances. I'm going to give it 7. Laurie.
8.
Win.
6.
Conor.
8.
Effect. 8. Laurie.
8.
Wyndham.
8.
Conor.
8.
Plot. 8. Wyndham. Laurie.
7.
Win.
7.
Conor.
8.
Rewatch factor. Wyndham.
4.
Conor.
7.
8.
7.
Direction. Win. Wyndham.
Sorry, I coughed. Was that me? Sorry. 6.
What?
Conor.
10.
9.
9.
Cinematography. Conor.
10.
8. Laurie.
8.
8.
Sound of Music. 7. Laurie.
Oh, I did pay attention. Did I? I don't know. Shit. 7.
Win.
7.
Conor.
Same. 7.
Originality. Wyndham.
9.
Conor.
The same. 9.
9.
8.
Enjoyability. 9. Laurie.
9.
Win.
6.
And Conor.
10. I just put this on my all-time list.
Lovely.
Oh, well
wow.
done.
I love
just now, after watching it just a minute ago. What did you already know? Yeah.
Lantern
really
Pastel Present. 7. Laurie.
Oh, we're still going?
Yeah.
Life changing. Oh, right. Okay. So it's actually on this second view. It's done. I've had a good kick in the balls on it. So I'd say I'm going to give it 5.
Okay. Win.
0.
Now, you see, you started off this way, Wayne, and I know you want to change.
I'm all right.
50 episodes in, okay? But you can't, and you're fucking stuck doing this.
That's it.
I'm stuck.
But
Yeah.
you see, I don't agree with that. Like, I mean, this film might make you go and watch another film and blah 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 and all of that, and then and then like it could be a 3 or a 4. And
yet, in this moment, it's a 0.
I think you're held prisoner by your own life
Consistency. Yeah.
I'd say I'd give this a 7. It made me go deeper into Cronenberg.
Wonderful. All right, so that means I've given it 80 out of 100. High score. Laurie.
That's good.
Oh shit! I've done some of the maths.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Come back to me. 73.
All right, Wyndham.
57.
And Conor.
I think mine is 84.
That's 84.
Are you working this out with the
Yep.
Oh, great.
It is a movie lighthouse rating of 73.5, which is
Now
pretty punchy.
That is good.
Yeah.
Is that because there's? Oh no. Okay.
Okay, so on our 2020, so what was it? 73.5.
Yeah.
3.5. All right, so it's up in third place on our 2021 leaderboard, just below Total Recall, but just above Grave of the Fireflies.
There you are.
Our overall leaderboard,
What a crazy trilogy.
it is 21st, just below Requiem for a Dream, but above Starship Troopers and The Grave of the Fireflies. Good films there. It's in good company, as they say.
Just to say, Oliver Reed also said about it, it was the best script he had ever read since
Well, how would he know, the filthy drunk?
Ken Russell's The Devils. So I think he was desperate to really get his teeth into something interesting. Even I don't think he actually does that much in this film, but he really did rate it in his.
He certainly wears a mean kimono.
Yeah,
He does.
I did admire his legs at one point.
His little legs.
I do.
All right,
I'm
so
not-
we're going to move
I-
on to number 2, and that is Connor's real choice, which was Border. It was released in 2018. The director was Ali Abbasi. It was by on a book by John Lindqvist. The screenplay was Ali Abbasi, Isabella Eklof, and John Lindqvist. Music, Christopher Berg. I don't think it was him. Martin Durkoff.
Lady in red.
The box office was $2.2 million. I didn't see what the budget was, and it got 97% on Rotten Tomato. Eva Melenda as Tina, Eero Milanov as Roar, Sten Ljunggren or something as Tina's father, Jürgen Thorsen as Roland, Victor Ackerblom as Ulf, Raquel Warmlander as Teresa, and Petrin as Agneta.
It's still going.
He's
still fucking
He's a
going.
member
Into
of
it.
ABBA. Agneta is a member of
as
ABBA.
Thomas. Let's have a clip.
Ful och konstig människa med kromosomfel.
Det är väl inget fel på dig. Det är mycket du inte känner till. Hur fick vi det där?
Det här?
So
I like the fact you commit to the names regardless, whether it's a Japanese movie, a French movie,
Yeah, that's it.
It's a
Scandinavian.
thankless
Really
task.
well done.
Everyone's a critic. So,
You were doing
Jason,
really
would
well.
you like to give us the synopsis of this film, please, so we can make sure that you've watched it?
Oh, that's
Now, I started watching it, and I was really impressed with myself that I've managed to find a copy and pay $2.99 to watch it. So far, so good. It was only when they started speaking in Spanish, right?
Oh no.
No, right? Because I was there, I was committed,
Yeah.
right? And I bought or I rented a copy, and they started speaking in. So I watched the first 10 minutes, going, "I'm going to persevere with this," with no English subtitles. And I got to the bit where the guy's walking, where she's smelling people, and the guy's walking down. And
3 minutes in.
yeah, that one.
But was it Spanish or was it
Spanish.
Swedish?
Hold on.
It was-
why
no,
was
it's
it
a
in
Swedish
Spanish?
That's a
but
good
it was in
synopsis.
Spanish.
That was a
It was
good
in
synopsis.
Spanish. Oh fuck, you poor guy.
Right.
Well, no,
okay.
it just summed up my whole contribution. So
All
there
right.
you go. But it looked interesting, and I did do some research afterwards to and watch
See,
a few
James-
reviews.
James,
Okay,
this is
I'm
what I
gonna,
said.
I'm gonna do the 1 minute thing.
But James, before you do it, this is why you should have given Jason a choice. Now he's basically just thrown his fucking toys out of the pram and decided not to watch either movie, and this is what we're left with.
Well,
that's
this is what
that's what
happens.
happens
I
from
mean,
running the
it's-
world this way.
I can
okay?
lead a horse to water, but I can't make it drink. Although I probably can make a horse drink. All right,
Or you
so
could bring the
this
water
is a
to the
film
horse.
about a woman who works at
A woman?
on a border, checking people's stuff, basically. She's got some sort of genetic disorder, which means she's got a heightened sense of smell. But when she meets somebody who looks very similar to her and acts very similar, he starts showing her her true heritage and roots. And various exciting troll-like things happen.
She shows him her roots.
Yeah.
Oh my God, troll sex. All right, so
Isn't that a great pun though? Border Patrol. It's fucking brilliant.
Border
hold on.
Patrol.
I don't get it.
Just give it a minute.
I don't get it. Patrol.
Come on, just give it.
Are we talking about like kind of like the control of the border control thing? What you're allowing in or not?
It washed over me as well.
If you don't
No, I was
get
laughing at Laurie doing the border control.
I'm doing the border control.
All right,
but
Laurie, do you get it?
Yeah, I kind of get it. I think I get it. And I don't actually care if I do get it, if I don't get it. But I've got a little gift, so I've got something.
All
right, sorry, go on, explain the joke. I don't get the border patrol joke.
Try spelling it with 2 L's.
Oh, go on. Let's write it down.
I do get it now. All right, so
that's genius.
I had no idea about this film going into it, except knowing that Conor had talked about it quite a bit and loved it. I was quite confused, and I really didn't guess. I mean, I did not guess that it was. So basically, Jason, just to bring you up to speed, she hasn't got a genetic disorder. She's actually a troll. And she's been brought up by humans, and she meets another troll who basically gets her into her troll life, basically. And it is quite a magical, if not disturbing, if not freakish sort of film. So, Conor, why did you choose it? Why do you like it so much? And that's it.
For some of the reasons you just said, actually. As a tired audience that's seen everything, how often do we see something that's made in the last year or two that is just completely unexpected? I think as well, John Lindquist is actually the writer who also wrote and directed Let the Right One In.
Yeah.
Because I thought this film stunk of Let the Right One In.
Yeah. So it's that kind of depth of character again. I loved the way it focused on nature, and that she was actually always very much at one with nature. And I was watching my wife, and she's like, "But why do the dogs hate her?" And you can go back and watch this a second and a third time, and it's not that it's full of Easter eggs, but it doesn't fall down on subsequent viewings. It's just very magical the whole way through. I think it's probably the most hilarious, disturbing, sensitive sex scene I've ever seen. It's astonishing, the noises, the role reversal, like, you know, we all see her as a weird woman, but in many ways she's the male troll. And it also brings in, you know, there's a lot we don't know about Swedish, Scandinavian mythology. Like, we think we know because of Neil Gaiman, but we don't. So even that idea of bringing the whole mythology of the changeling in, where the Vor, the apparent male, is going around having all of these babies, and then he's swapping them for real people's babies and selling them off for child porn. And the idea of the changeling being a kind of a child's cautionary tale is brought in there as well. I mean, for a first-time director, this is exquisite.
Yeah.
And just, you know, just wait until, you know, he goes to Hollywood and makes a horrible remake of something that we all hate. But I mean, it's as unique as the first time you saw like a David Lynch film or something. Like, you're like, fuck. Or Cronenberg, you know, you're like, this, whoever made this absolutely knew what they were doing, what they wanted to do, and how to do it. And that's what a filmmaker is. And this is astonishing.
Yeah, it was very refreshing, and I loved it. And I could easily.
I'm glad to hear that.
Wyndham, what did you think?
So I spent the first half an hour, maybe it's just under 2 hours in total. I spent the first half an hour sat there going, oh, this is a woman who can smell people. And in my wokeness, just kind of going, hey, look, just because I wouldn't, it doesn't, she doesn't have, my perception of her physically has no value in the world. So brilliant. So I spent the first half hour going, I don't know, this is what's happening here. And then Vor turns up and they're going, oh, hello, siblings. Oh, what's going on here? And then exactly as you've said, Connor, just the path through the story and the performances are brilliant. Even though I didn't know what I was expecting from a couple of people acting like trolls, fuck me, that's it.
Yeah,
But it is an astonishing film, and it definitely is one of those films that you sit there going, whoa, hold on, did I just see Vor give? But what did I just see? I'm not sure. I'll just park that. I'm sure it will be made clear. And then you go, what? Oh, hold on, I've just seen troll sex. That was not as I expected either. Yeah, it was. So the first half hour was a bit slow, and then it just kind of accelerates through.
yeah. I've written down here. Well, I read down two things early on. One is Neanderthals or Neanderthals, depending on your preference. Question mark, because I thought that's what they were. And then I put, it's a film that creeps up on you. You get pulled into the world, which is kind of exactly it. It's like you're kind of at the start. It's like, does someone really look like that? I found the makeup to begin with. I couldn't take it seriously, really. I was thinking, it's a little bit League of Gentlemen. It's a little bit much, but you kind of settled into that, and the performances were so good. You know, you're so good. Her performance is excellent, but so is the other guys.
And especially considering, sorry, just on that point, especially considering they're acting underneath what looks like an inch of prosthetics.
Yeah.
And I had I flick onto IMDb whenever I'm watching something just to kind of get a view of, and the transformation is pretty astonishing.
Yeah, the expressivity underneath all of that, I was really blown away by that as well.
So come on, Laurie, you haven't said anything. What do you think?
You guys have pretty much nailed it, really. I mean, yeah, it was just absolutely brilliant film. I mean, I was kind of caught pretty much straight away, really, when she started sniffing. She did a little curl of her lip. It was like, oh, what's all this? And yeah, no, fantastic. Loved it to pieces. It felt awkward. It felt beautiful, like you say again, Conor. The whole link to nature and really what, this kind of troll, that idea of what they brought in this film, what a troll kind of is in borderline reality, if that makes any sense at all. It also kind of reminded me a lot, like I said, it's great that it was the same right, it was like the right one in. But also a film called Never Let Me Go. It's kind of had that sort of something about it as well. Yeah, about it to me. I really like this film a lot. The whole, again, like once obviously you meet the dude, and it does really elevate, and she starts exploring what she is and what she comes from. But it doesn't stop with the surprises that when you meet the fridge, they go into obviously the room, and there's this gaffer tape, duct tape all over his fridge. What's in there? What is in there? And I'm thinking it's a person or a body or something like that, and I would never in a million fucking years have dreamt it's not actually a living thing. It's just this hollow type AB clay thing that is the changeling, and just like he has them every now and again. It's just, this is beautiful. This is, for me, unique ideas. Like you say, you can tell this is definitely linked in old legend that I'm not aware of, but it's just beautiful. And then what they decide to do with that, and link that into the story, into something really grubby, really grounded, as in child porn. It's like fucking hell. But
actually, that in itself that was more about humans' ability to self-destruct and just consume everything, including themselves and their own.
Yeah.
And so it was that nature versus humanity, and therefore extrapolating out.
And then
to
that's
capitalism.
another thing.
She throws that massive plasma telly out the window, right? It's like, fuck off, we're not into any of that.
Yeah, but that's another thing that this film does, because she's got that opportunity to join him and go with him. He says it's tough. You can have this beautiful life and be what you are, but it is tough, like stuff that he has to do. But she's been brought up by her parents and mum and dad that adopted her, and she's decided, what did she say? There's a line she says
says something like, I don't see the point in evil.
If being human means that you have to care for people and not be kind or whatever. I can't remember what she said. I'll find the line.
Yeah, it's along that line. I think as well, there's kind of, despite the fact that this isn't like a dream or a fugue movie, but when you have those moments in nature, or you have those times when they're swimming or whatever, but it allows you to drift a little bit in your own mind. And one of the things I found when I was drifting, and not drifting because I'm bored, but for example, around the thing of the adoption and, you know, the tales and the operations, like over here in Canada, for example, we've had this huge thing in recent years with regards to all the Indigenous children that were put through state schools, and that they were, you know, forced to learn English, that their entire culture was erased. And you kind of really hear a traditionalism and feel a traditionalism that they're I don't think that's a message within the film, but the way that the film is made, it actually allows you to consider contemporary issues as well, of fairness and bullying, and one culture completely absorbing another. I just, you know, I'm sure that the source material is incredibly written if it's by John Lundquist, but at the end of the day, this kid still made this film, you know, and it's like, he could have fucked it up so fucking badly.
I mean, the film, there's not a great deal to talk about because it's quite, when you spread it out, it's quite straightforward, really. However, the attention to detail, the way that it makes you kind of fall in love or understand the nature around it, and how that is kind of, you know, how the trolls kind of see the world and the nature around them, from the fox to, you know, them just lying in the woods, or, you know, them hiding under the table when there's a light next door.
Oh, that was incredible. Yeah.
That's because apparently trolls attract lightning.
So it's hard to talk a lot about this film.
They're scared of the light. If we know anything for The Hobbit, it's like they're scared of.
Oh yeah. Exactly.
There was also that first time he went through like the customs queue. Did you get that feeling in that first interaction? So you know a little bit about her, and you know that she's awkward, and you think it's chromosomal and stuff like that, but the fucking confidence he has about what he is, even though you don't know it yet as a viewer, but it pours out of him. It's almost like he's goading her, and it just brings that whole thing of being comfortable in your own skin, no matter what you have to do to stay in it. I was just that works so well.
Yeah. And the way he looks as well, with that confidence, he's got this like really kind of scary fucking.
Absolutely. He said, I'm not different, you are, kind of thing. Yeah.
But sorry, Karen.
No, go on. No, go on, Lloyd.
You.
I'm muting.
All right, and also that I suppose that it fits together very nicely as a plot as well. You've got the story, you know, you've got the whole plot around the babies and the sex offenders and all that kind of stuff, and it all dovetails nicely, and it gives you everything you need. Right, if anyone's got anything else to say it now, or don't bother.
I think there's a couple of just nice little questions that after you've watched it, you then reflect back on. And it's like, so when so is it his encountering a human child that triggers him having one of these high ESITs?
I think he has it every month.
Okay. Based on
the fact that it's an egg.
Based on James's cis binary.
It's an egg.
Non-fluid.
Every month he said something along the lines of, I have these regularly.
So you're applying the humanistic approach to ovulation as opposed to the trollistic. But anyway, that's fine. It was just a question. And then secondly,
Wyndham, I love that question.
But when
I love that question.
When Tina is driving her neighbours to the hospital, when the neighbour's wife is pregnant, they go through the automatic doors, and the doors close on Tina. It's like, well, they haven't recognised her as a human. That's
not how they work.
No, I appreciate they do just randomly close on you anyway.
But Audrey also paused at that moment and said, did they shut the door in her face? Was she not welcome past a certain point, only in an emergency? So again, that was, the director chose to have the doors closed like that, and whatever we want to think afterwards is fine, but it's those little touches.
It doesn't play on the whole sort of troll stuff. So obviously her parents, they were in like some big building, weren't they? I can't remember the building, whatever it was, but there were like loads of trolls there, and then you see the graves of all of them. That's it. at the end. So obviously in society, trolls are a recognised thing, but you don't get that in this film in any way. You kind of get someone just mentioned at the beginning at the kind of border saying, "Oh, you know, she's."
No, I don't think
like
they
that
recognised. I
kind.
think it was probably a secret organisation.
Yeah, kind
Right.
of like in V for Vendetta, that kind of
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
Yeah, because otherwise the opening scene is her standing in customs going human,
Yeah,
troll,
yeah.
troll,
Yeah.
human,
Yeah, she wouldn't
troll.
have been that surprised, would she have been?
No, because exactly what she
Mermaid.
didn't know. She didn't know,
Okay.
but you get a line. Someone says as they walk past her, "I can't stand that kind."
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
So she knows.
Well, it
what
is
she
steeped in
is.
folklore. It is no, she doesn't know what she is.
No,
No,
That's
she
how
doesn't
cool
know.
it is.
No. I'm not saying the main character knows what she is, but
but the
someone walks
person walking
past her.
past.
who
Yeah.
walks
Do you think
forward.
that was it? Because the line before
No.
that is
Fucking
ugly. Something about an
Yeah.
Look at
ugly
her
bitch.
face. I can't stand that kind.
She
Yeah,
says,
ugly
"What
bitch.
an ugly bitch! I can't stand that kind." Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we could.
It's a very
argue
different
trolls
rendition of.
for ages, but
It's a very different rendition of trolls working alongside humans than the Will Smith
Yeah.
awesome film Bright,
Yes.
Okay.
and I like this a lot more.
all right. Well,
The
guys.
thing she says, no, one more super quick thing. She says about humanity. She says, "I don't want to hurt anyone. Is it human to feel that way?" That's when she's making her decision. She's not going with him.
All right.
Well, she's the in between. I mean, and staying miles away from anything like a missing link thing. But a lot of the humans that you see, like Wyndham said, they're actually consuming. They're like hurting themselves, hurting each other, and they have no real consideration for humans. And the trolls have no real consideration for humans. And she's the only character that seems to have consideration
Yeah.
for both.
All right. Well, look. Has anyone got any?
I see that touched you, James. That really touched you deeply. All right, moving along.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
On a
Has
schedule.
anyone got
yeah.
any? Has anyone got any lines that stand out? Memorable lines?
I quite like when Vor first says, "You should." When Tina's saying, "Oh, they tell her she's deformed or she's ugly or whatever," he says, "You shouldn't listen to what humans say." That's the first moment where you go, "Ooh, hello." No, not the first moment you say hello, but the first moment that it's like,
Yeah. Why do you use that word?
yeah.
No. Anyone else? I find it very hard to write down memorable lines when it's subtitled. Don't know why.
You should try it when it's in Spanish.
Subtitled in Chinese.
Oh,
All right, let's score it.
But
Then.
Jason, does all that talk description make you want to see it, or just kind of go,
Well-
maybe I'm all right, I missed out on this?
I've deliberately not commented over anything just in case I end up on the cutting room floor before this goes,
I'm not
onto the
assuming I do
podcast.
a lot of
Oh, that's
editing.
very
But
thoughtful.
I watched the trailer and then I watched a bear with me. I watched another review, another podcast thing talking about this
You did
film.
what?
It's like, I know another podcast.
Sounds
believe it
like
or
you
not.
watched everything
Hate
except the
that.
film.
Except the actual, yeah. No, so what
So
my
instead
point
of
is
lifting-
I had
listening to us-
I understood some of the key themes that you guys are talking about and the observations and the nature nurture argument and then the where the trolls come from and so on. And but
And
yeah,
the trailer doesn't give anything away.
but
does
no,
it?
not
I don't think
the
I've ever
trailer
seen
was
the
just like that's
trailer.
interesting. But the actual
Okay.
what I researched later on gave me a little bit of an understanding of the film, enough to want to go and enough to want to watch it.
Well done on your research on the film,
to
there,
make
Jason.
sure that I get the Swedish version.
Good researching, Jason, on that film.
It's 111 minutes long as well, which is a beautiful.
Which is
film.
almost as long as this podcast. So let's wrap it up. So performances, I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10. Laurie,
9, yeah.
Wyndham,
9.
10.
effects, Laurie,
9.
Wyndham,
8.
Conor,
10.
8. Plot, Conor,
10.
9. Laurie,
9.
Wyndham.
8.
Good stuff. Rewatch factor, 8. Laurie,
7.
Wyndham,
6.
Conor,
I'll go with 8.
direction, Wyndham,
8.
Conor,
10.
9. Laurie,
9.
cinematography, Conor,
10.
10. The Laurie,
9.
9.
Sound of music, 9. Laurie,
You're on mute.
Yeah. Some brilliant, music great. 9.
Wyndham.
It never lands with me quite as well as it does with you guys. 6.
Oh, come on.
I go with a 9 as well.
Originality, Wyndham.
10.
Conor.
10.
10.
I feel like I'm underscoring this, aren't I?
Go on.
It's 9. 9.
It's hardly badly scoring it. It's only not knocking it down 1. Enjoyability, Wyndham.
8.
Conor.
9.
8 for me.
8.
And life changing, past or present, 8 for me. Laurie.
7.
Wyndham.
5.
Oh, high score there.
Holy shabble.
And Conor.
Life changing. You know what? I give this a 9 because I think this is something that I will just share with people for years and years and years.
Enough. All right, so it gets 90 from me. High scores there.
Wow. 77 from me.
87 from me.
Conor.
Oh shit! I'm so sorry. 95.
95. So come on then. I think this may well be a game changer.
Gives it a movie lighthouse recommendation score of 87 and a quarter.
87.25.
Correct.
Okay, it's just checking. All right, so it obviously puts it number 1 on our leaderboard.
Well done.
I thought it was going to be higher than this, but it's pretty high anyway. It is 4th place. It's above The Exorcist, but below, you'll be pleased to know, Wyndham, RoboCop.
I was going to say, it's no RoboCop, but it's pretty good.
No, I've got it wrong. I'm so sorry.
Oh,
it's
you
higher.
did.
It's
It's
higher.
below Aliens, but above RoboCop.
Oh, well, this is a fucking travesty. If I took my life-changing 5 away, how would that impact?
It would impact on your life. Put it that way.
Yeah.
So what's
All right,
above it then?
Before we go,
What's above it? Aliens and Jaws?
yeah, Jaws is number 1, Aliens is number 2, and Border is now number 3. That's pretty
Come
good.
on,
Wow.
Very
Come on.
2018
It does
movie
mean
from
that
Sweden.
Battle Royale and the
Conor.
Rock Forest Picture Show are no longer in our top 10. So there we go. Candyman's hanging in there, though, thankfully. Right,
I feel I've done well.
before
did.
Yeah,
Jason, have you had a nice time?
I've thoroughly enjoyed myself, although mildly ashamed that I haven't even been remotely prepared for
Well,
this
maybe you can
event,
redeem yourself in our final bit, which is just the last part of the quiz, really.
Okay.
We're going to pick our films next time, so we're not going to do it today because it will be too confusing. So this one's quite hard. It is half the face of a ventriloquist dummy with blue eyes.
Magic.
There's the
Blue
right
eyes.
answer, Connor. Well done. Okay, we've got a smug teenager with his hands behind his head, leaning back, looking directly into the camera. Jason?
Ferris Bueller.
Yes, very good. You know you have to say your name because I can't.
Well, I said it last time and everyone mocked me. So
You said Jason.
I guarantee that won't happen
primary school, mate. All right, here we go. It is a woman in a rocking chair. There's a candle there, and there's mistletoe around the edge of the picture. The woman has a clear plastic bag
over a
Black
face.
Christmas.
Very good.
Mhm.
Okay.
By
we
the way,
have-
did you guys notice that the guy in Black Christmas who plays
Yes.
the boyfriend of the first girl that dies
Yes.
is Frank in The Brood?
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, Art Hindle.
Mm.
Art Hindle.
Right, 2 more. Okay, we have a hill. It's a darkish reddish night, and there are 3 children dressed in Halloween gear.
Halloween
going-
3.
It's the right answer.
Corey David Wise.
And the very
Nice.
last one, and this is for the game. Jason, if you get this, that means you've redeemed yourself completely. Okay, it's a book. The book is open, but instead of pages, there are faces coming out of a aforementioned book. One of the faces is Sam Neill. One of the faces has got a
You
bit of a...
prick. You're such an asshole. You know that? You're such an asshole. I mean,
That's it.
I say touche to In the Mouth of Madness, but that is absolutely genius on your part, James.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. Again.
That joke was 50 episodes in the making, wasn't it?
Neat. All right, guys. Well, listen, thank you very much for coming along. Merry Christmas and all that. Jason,
Too.
next
Yes.
time, do your homework.
I know. I'm ashamed. It's been great though. I've thoroughly enjoyed it.
Have you?
Thanks for allowing me to watch and contribute poorly.
All right, guys. I'm going to sign out with a very Merry Christmas, and I will see
Very
you
Merry
all
Christmas,
Same to
everybody.
you
Christmas,
guys.
baby.
Merry Christmas, guys. You take
Take
care.
care.
Been a pleasure.